Hi, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. Today we're going to see an important topic, that is checklist. This checklist is an important topic which will be useful in our day-to-day life. Usually in language part we learn lot of new things that is related to the society. So we use this checklist in most of the places. For example, if you are planning to go for a trip to Ooty, we will be thinking of what are the things we will be carrying with us, or what are the things we are going to do, and we'll prepare a to-do list, or we will do a preparation list. So this part is called as the checklist. We'll see this topic in detail. So a checklist is a list of statements that describe the characteristics and performance of employees on the job. The rater checks to indicate if the behavior of an employee is positive or negative in each statement. And the third one is the performance of an employee is rated on the basis of number of positive checks. There are different types of checklists. Here we are going to see three important types. One is the simple checklist, second one is the weighted checklist, and third one is the forced checklist. So simple checklist is the employee regular on the job. He says yes or no. So usually the format of checklist is we will post a question and we will be answering it with the answer of either yes or no. So is the employees, we will see this simple checklist. Is the employee always willing to help his peers? We will have a question yes or no. Is the employee respected by the subordinates? So this is the basic type of simple checklist formats. So the second one is the forced checklist. So this will be speaking about one's performance. For example, if the person is always regular, or if he informs his leave in advance or delay, or he is never regular to his job and remains absent without prior notice. So this will be a little forced checklist where you will be answering the actual concept of answer. The third one is the weighted checklist. So this is something which we will be using in our laboratory sessions, where we will be measuring one's performance. For example, his attendance, knowledge of the job, quality of the work, and quantity of work he is doing, and then whether he is having interpersonal relationships with his colleagues, and he is having a leadership potential, and about his dependability. So you will be giving some kind of marks for that particular question. So this will be mostly talking about the traits of a person. So this is considered to be as the weighted checklist. So this is the sample example for the checklist. Usually this will be in this format. You will be putting a heading for your checklist, and after your heading you will be putting questions, and then we will have a checker box where you will be answering either yes or no by putting a tick mark in the checker box. So this is the actual format we follow from our day-to-day life. Then there are three essential types of checklists that is available. So one is the procedural checklist, next one is the communication checklist, and the third one is the project checklist. In the procedural checklist, it speaks about the list of steps that must be followed in order. So this is a step-by-step procedure where when you complete a procedure, you will make a tick mark on that particular point which you have already done. So this is called as procedural checklist. The second one is the communication checklist. The communication checklist is nothing but it encourages communication in organization, where you have a good rapport with your colleagues or teammates. The third one is the project checklist, and it is the list tasks that must be completed. So usually we follow it in doing our tasks, where we put a check mark after the completion of that particular checklist. So here are Fox's categories. So these are otherwise called as task checklists, and we also have few more. That is troubleshooting checklist. When we are working on a computer, if you have some kind of issue in opening something, we will have these kind of troubleshooting checklist format, and this will help you to identify what is the trouble which we are facing in our system. So out of that we can identify the issue and sort it out. Next one is the discipline checklist. This will be usually followed in a company's big concerns and in even educational institution. Next one is the coordination list and how we are going to do something in a coordinated manner. So because it should cover all the loops and then complete the situation. Then we will go for to-do list that as I told earlier, this will speak about the things which we are going to plan for something, either for a trip or for some interview or for some job interviews, or to prepare something when we are going for something like that. So these are various types of checklists which we could find in our day-to-day life. So it is usually a normal one which we follow among ourselves. So this is the actual format of preparing these kind of checklists. So before investing in a company, this is one more example, that is discipline checklist. So before investing in a company, you might use a discipline checklist to evaluate the chance of return on your investment. So this is based on the answers which you receive. So based on that, you can make decisions of whether you can make investment in that particular company or not. So this is the example for to-do list. So this is consisting of several tasks that need to be completed. See, this is the example. For example, kitchen cleaning checklist: clean refrigerator, freezer, wash walls. So we are going to tick each checklist after the completion of that particular task. Then this is the format. We can put a checker box available, so where we can put a check mark whether we have done it or not. So based on that, you can identify whether the task has been completed or not. Then the next one is designing a product, evaluating and deciding what to buy. So this is one more type, carrying out maintenance. This also is done when we are leaving our two-wheelers for service. We use this kind of checklist where they will identify what are the mistakes we have told them, and then they will make a check mode whether they have checked it or not. So the advantages of this checklist is that you have to save brain power. We can always save time and then work according to the order of work, and based on that, it is easy to forget. It is easy to stop forgetting things. The disadvantages that overuse. If you always use it, always, it will make some kind of tired feeling, and it will create unnecessary complexity, and then at times we make unnecessary use of it. So here are few guidelines you can use to create checklists. It should relate directly to learning objectives. Checklists need to be confined to performance areas that can be assessed sufficiently. Clearly specify the characteristics to be observed. And for each and every one, it may vary. So you can create your own separate checklist. So thank you. You can use these kind of checklists in your day-to-day life to make it a better one. Thank you. Have a great day.